Once upon a time, an English journalist came to New York. Elizabeth was attractive and bright, and right away she hooked up with one of the city's typically eligible bachelors. Tim was 42, a well-liked and respected investment banker who made about $2 million a year. They met one evening in typical New York fashion at a gallery opening. It was love at first sight. For 2 weeks, they snuggled, went to romantic restaurants. One warm spring day, he took her to a townhouse he saw in Sunday's New York Times. That day, Tim popped the question.
How'd you like to have dinner with my folks Tuesday night?
I'd love to.
On Tuesday, he called with some bad news.
My mother's not feeling very well. Can we take a rain check?
Of course.
When she hadn't heard from him for 2 weeks, she called.
Tim.
He said he was up to his ears and that he'd call her the next day.
I can understand. In England, looking at houses together would have meant something.
Then I realized no one had told her about the end of love in Manhattan. Welcome to the age of uninnocence. No one has breakfast at Tiffany's, and no one has affairs to remember. Instead, we have breakfast at 7 a.m. and affairs we try to forget as quickly as possible. Self-protection and closing the deal are paramount. Cupid has flown the co-op. How the hell did we get into this mess? Thousands, maybe tens of thousands of women like this in the city. We all know them, and we all agree they're great. They travel, they pay taxes, they'll spend $400 on a pair of Manolo Blahnik strappy sandals, and they're alone. Another 30-something birthday with a group of unmarried female friends. We would all have preferred a nice celebratory conference call. Samantha Jones was a New York inspiration. A public relations executive, she routinely slept with good-looking guys in their 20s. Was it true? Were women in New York really giving up on love and throttling up on power?
Straight love that's become closeted.
Stanford Blatch was one of my closest friends. He was the owner of a talent agency who, at the moment, was down to a single client. It was Kurt Harrington, a mistake I made when I was 26, and 29, and 31.
Carrie. Carrie.
It was true. I no longer felt a thing for Kurt. After all these years, I finally saw him for what he was, a self-centered, withholding creep who was still the best sex I ever had in my life. However, I did have a little experimental mind. It's just like I remembered. Yes. Better. Oh. Because this time, there would be none of that messy emotional attachment. As I began to get dressed, I realized that I'd done it. I just had sex like a man. I left feeling powerful, potent, and incredibly alive. I felt like I owned the city. Nothing and no one could get in my way. Number one, he's very handsome. Number two, he's not wearing a wedding ring. Number three, he knows I carry a personal supply of ultra-textured Trojans with a reservoir tip.
Thanks a lot.
Anytime.
Later that night, Skipper Johnston met me for coffee and confessed a shocking intimate secret.
Thank you.
Miranda was going to hate Skipper. She'd think he was mocking her with his sweet nature and decide he was an asshole. The way she had decided all men were assholes. Friday night at Chaos. It was just like that bar in Cheers where everybody knows your name. Except here, they were likely to forget it 5 minutes later. Still, it was the creme de la creme of New York, whipped into a frenzy. Sometimes you got a souffle. Sometimes cottage cheese. I didn't understand. Did all men secretly want their women promiscuous and emotionally detached? And if I was really having sex like a man, why didn't I feel more in control? Samantha had the kind of deluded self-confidence that caused men like Ross Perot to run for president. And it usually got her what she wanted.
Well, if you're not going to hit on him, I will.
And there she went, off to take her best shot with Mr. Big. Meanwhile, Charlotte York was passing the most splendid evening with Capote Duncan. Though Charlotte was determined to play hard to get, she didn't want to end the evening too abruptly.
Well, maybe just for a minute.
Charlotte told me later that she thought she had played the entire evening flawlessly. Back at Chaos, things were swinging into high gear, and Samantha was putting the moves on Mr. Big.
I've been smoking cigars for years.
Meanwhile, Skipper Johnston was hopelessly smitten with Miranda Hobbs. Miranda told me later that she thought he was too nice, but that she was willing to overlook one flaw. And Capote Duncan found his fix for the night. And so another Friday night in Manhattan crept towards dawn. Taxi! And just when I thought I would have to do the unspeakable, walk home,
Well, get in for Christ's sakes. Where can I drop you?
72nd Street, 3rd Avenue.